aiming to enhance children's critical thinking skills in their digitalized life. And let's start with my research background. Nowadays, there are a lot of fabricated information or fake news widely disseminated in social media. And with the increasing use of children's use in social media, and they might have faced some opportunities and threats to their development. So I would like to, I developed this program and hopes to help the children to get away and protect them from being misled of the fake information. And next, I'm going to explain why I want to develop this program on a theoretical lens. According to Piaget's cognitive development model, and children at the age of 7 to 11 years old, they start to think logically, and but they might struggle with abstract or hypothetical evaluation of the information. But the fake news and the fabricated information in social media are disseminated by three mechanisms, which are algorithmic operation, engagement-based amplification, and emotionally charged content. So for children at this stage, they might face problem or challenge to identify fake news or information in social media. Um, in theoretical views, critical thinking can be considered as the protective factors to help children get away or protect them from being misled of the misinformation. Kalman's due process model could explain this because normally children and even elders, they tend to use system one thinking to analyze the information they encounter in social media, which is a fast and automatic thinking system. But the children or elders who can use critical thinking actively, they can activate their system to thinking and to analyze the information they encounter in social media, which is the slow and rational thinking system to handle information. And okay, okay. As students start to develop abstract thinking at this stage, elders' help is quite important because it can help them to achieve better in their own ways. According to Vygotsky developmental theory, this is what we call scaffolding. And with elders' help, children are able to learn higher order skills such as inference, evaluation, or reasoning in a deeper level. And children with those skills can activate their system too to identify fake information in social media. Yes. From the existing literature, there were two broad type of interventions examined in fostering children's critical thinking. The first one is subject-based intervention, which combines subject teaching and critical thinking development within one curriculum framework. And yes, project-based learning and inquiry-based learning are two common examples of subject-based interventions. Evidence shows that subject-based intervention can enhance children's high-order thinking skill, such as analysis, reasoning, and etc. Also, clear structures like the subject specifications could enable teachers to replicate this curriculum or this lesson to different age group or in different school. But this, but however, this demand a certain level of previous knowledge and communication skills from children. It might challenge for children with varied abilities within a group because they might face problems in communicating or knowledge share because the knowledge base or the communication skills are unequal. The another one is non-subject subject-based intervention. Compared to subject-based intervention, it has more reflexibility and transferability. For the teachers, they can design their teaching lessons or choose any scenarios or any cases that highly align with the real life situation. And because they don't have any restriction of subject specification. And for the children, they learn in a highly aligned real life situation scenario, and they might have higher transferability of the skill they learn to their actual real life. But these types of intervention might has low standardizability because it's quite free form, and teachers they might have their own thinking or own design in their plans, and which might reduce the replicability. And also, it highly depends on teachers' social media literacy and teaching profession. And here are the examples I have analyzed and discussed in my research. And if you're interested, I can share you guys. Um, in the Chinese context, there are empirical evidence showing effective subject-based intervention in fostering children's critical thinking, but non-subject-based intervention are limited in existing literature. So I developed this program and investigate if my workshops could improve children's ability to detect misinformation with their developing critical thinking skills. This is one of the research questions in my dissertation, and I have condensed everything into this main line of my program. And if you want to see more details of the text, let's move to methodology section. This is a quasi-experimental design, and I collect every data in the school. I attend to, not attend to, I have asked to, and the two groups were assigned by the school principal. 3 year 6 classes and 2 year 5 classes were assigned to control group with a total of 89 children. And the remaining year 3 year 5 classes and 2 year 6 classes were assigned to experimental group with a totals of 93 children. The mean age was 10.86, and there were 84 girls and 98 boys. And in terms of measures, okay, let's look at the right side first. And this is the tips or the I have asked all the children to complete 2 pieces of reflective writing before and after the intervention, one each for, yeah. This is the bottom one is the marking criteria, which I have adapted from our existing research, and I have marked their reflective writing based on this assessment rubric, which consists of 5 skill dimensions, including interpretation, analysis, inference, evaluation, and reasoning. And under these 5 skill dimensions, there were 27 behavior indicators, really specific, like what kind of behavior that the children achieve show this skill. And I marked children's reflective writing based on these 27 behavior indicators. If the children show one of the behaviors in their writing, and 1 mark was given for this behavior indicator, otherwise 0 mark. So the total score is 27. The maximum score is 27 in their writing. And look at the left side. There were 3 videos I used in my program. And this one, the last one, oh, you can see it. The last one I used in my workshop as a teaching material. And the right one I used in pre-test, and the bottom I used in post-test. Clear? Yes. And let's move to schedules of my program. And there were 4 stages in my program. The first was week 0. I conduct pre-test at school. After that, I delivered 4 workshops from week 1 to week 6 to week 5 with different topics I will talk about later, and one session per week. After that, in week 6, I conduct the post test, and then I left the school and I conduct the analysis when I back to Oxford. And the topics I delivered of the sessions is here. In the week 1, we have discovered information source. We have discovered like the information is the source of information is valid or not, is reliable or is it trustable. And in week 2, we have discovered the preparation stage of making a video, including planning, framing, selecting audience, or selecting topics. And in week 3, we went to production stage, where we discovered the impact of visual language, verbal expression, and emotions. During these 2 sessions, and my goal was to disclose how the video containing fake information is produced in these 2 stages. And in week 5, the session 4, which focused on the post-publication stage, and we have discovered how algorithm interpretations such as likes, comments, forwards, tips, and the profits affect the social media experiences. Okay, let's move on next sessions, the result sections. I want to start with the overall group comparisons. At the pre-test, 2 groups has shown almost identical ability in their pre-test with a mean score of 1434 and 4032. And after the intervention, the experimental group achieved better than the control group with a means of 21.4, and the control group remained unchanged at 1435. And from statistic result, experimental group show a significant improvement of 6.69 gains after the intervention, and the control group still remain unchanged. Okay, that's clear. Good. Let's move on the skill comparisons. We can see there is the consistent improvement patterns of across all 5 skills, and interpretation increased from 6.67 to 0.91. Analysis increased from 0.75 to 0.91. Evaluation, which is the most difficult skills for children, increased from 0.30 to 0.66. Inference increased from 0.57 to 0.78. And reasoning increased from 0.39 to 0.66. All improvements are statistically significant. And let's move closely to the specific skill indicators. And I have analyzed all 27 behavior indicators in depth. And the gray bar represents the pre-test performance, and the blue bar represents the post-test performance. The 5 behavior indicators highlighted in red rectangle represents the strongest improvement within these 27 indicators. And we can see the intervention not only improved the basic skills, but also improved some much more complex cognitive skills of critical thinking. And let's move on intervention, the discussion section. I believe my intervention is really effective as well. Yeah, because my data show overall improvement not only in their general or overall behavior, but also show the improvement in their 5 skill dimensions and even specific skill indicators. And we can see some high threshold skills such as evaluation and reasoning, they became more detachable after the intervention. But some of the skills that you can see here is almost unchanged because it reached a really high score in pre-test. So I guess it might have ceiling effects, so their changes was limited. And in terms of limitation, I have 3 points I wanted to acknowledge. The first one is the lack of an active control group. The control group, they didn't have any extra curriculum and they just follow their routine teaching. And I consider they might have the homeschooling effect, which means the improvement in experimental growth might be caused by the new thing or new experience. And the second point is the experimental group and control group were assigned by the school principal. So it is not completely random assignment distribution. So the positions should be made with caution. And the last point is about the writing task, which is free from writing for the children, but it might introduce bias because like some children, they do not like writing or they do not good at writing. They might not show their true level of critical thinking in their writings. So let's move to the last sessions, the implications. And I believe my workshops can be applicable within the Chinese contest scenario because it's flexible and highly transferable because of there is no any subject-specific restriction, and the teachers can adapt this program into some existing curriculum like moral education, information technology, or weekly class meetings. And also, I think my program can enhance long-term thinking habits. Like for the student, if they want to practice their reasoning skills or evaluation skill in an authentic media scenario, and they might develop and build up a stronger cognitive resilience. And because I am making online materials, so I have a clear guidance for the teachers and school they can use, and they might can make some changes to fit their needs. And in current work, yeah, I have mentioned that I'm developing a website here, and you can scan the QR code to have a look on that. And it has 2 language versions, one English and one Chinese. And in the future work, I would like to standardize my workshops and my materials and the lesson structure because I hope it can be more applicable. And I also want to integrate my workshop with subject teachings because I would like to provide opportunities for the teachers and school. They can choose like subject-based intervention or non-subject-based intervention. And the last one I would like to do is have a longer time program, like such as a year program, because I think providing students with some times or opportunity to make their own videos, maybe they have a sense of how this fake information is produced. I want to do this time, but because of the time limit, I failed to do that. So this is what I want to do in the future. Okay, that's all. Thank you.